Suzanne Thompson, and this is Japanese knotweed, or Mexican bamboo, some people call it that. It's an invasive plant in North America. In Japan, they eat it as a food, pickles like asparagus, but here it's crowding out our roadsides. Wherever the soil is disturbed, Japanese knotweed can get a toehold. And you can see, this is early June. This plant grew from a little plant like this up to 7-8 feet tall, and it's going to keep growing this summer, crowding out all other vegetation, shading it out so the native plants can't grow here. Some people try to control Japanese knotweed with chemical sprays and herbicides, but those aren't always effective, and a lot of times people don't want to use chemicals. Others will mow Japanese knotweed or weed whack it. The problem with doing that is it just chops it up into little pieces, and each one of those little pieces can sprout and become a new plant. So that's not effective either. That's why we take the care and trouble to cut cleanly at the base of the plant and bag up all of the stems and leaves. We have a method called Nix the Knotweed where it's going to take some time, but over 3 years, if you strategically cut it down, bag it, put it in your trash, you will control the invasive knotweed and the native plants will be able to come back. You don't need a lot of tools to nip the knotweed. You need good clippers. Long-handled loppers are going to be good for the big tall plants, or good sharp small clippers. Definitely want to wear gloves, and I really should have worn a long sleeve shirt today to protect myself. Keep your arms covered up. And you need plastic bags. We're going to bag the knotweed. You can lay the plastic bags out in the sun, solarize the plant, knock them down with the heat before you throw them away. The point is, you don't want to throw the knotweed into your compost pile or throw it out into the woods, because all it's going to do is re-sprout and create more Japanese knotweed plants. If you're going to start cutting Japanese knotweed now in June, you're going to be dealing with big plants. So you want to pick long-handled loppers so you can get down to the base of the plant. The point is, you need to go all the way to the bottom, one cut, and remove the whole Japanese knotweed plant. Just put it to the side for right now. Make sure you pick up every piece of it. We're going to chop it up in a minute and put it in a plastic bag. This could be a two-person project, and yes, you can wear your COVID mask when you do it if you're concerned. This way, you cut down the plants, put them in a plastic bag. You can solarize it in the sun if you want to. That means it breaks down and it cooks in the bag. Just make sure you don't throw the Japanese knotweed back out into the woods or into your compost pile. All you're doing is helping the plants regrow. And here we are. We have totally removed this year's and last year's growth from this clump of Japanese knotweed. You don't want to dig it out now by the roots, because Japanese knotweeds spread very rapidly by rhizomes or roots. Just leave this root ball here. You've taken all the nutrients off of the top of the plant. It has to regrow. It's going to use up its energy growing new vegetation. Then you come back in July and August and you cut it down again. But you're done with this stump for now. While there is some science to cutting down the Japanese knotweed at the base of the ground, there's no science or methodology in getting it into the plastic bag. You just want to cut it up into small enough pieces so you use as little bit of plastic as possible in getting rid of an invasive plant.